A new kind of contest is now underway, a competition for technological supremacy. The stakes are immense, as this quiet battle is already shaping the course of the next century. And the central question has shifted. It's no longer about potential, but about power. So, who will win the AI war? To understand what's at stake, we need to analyze the very structure of this competition. We'll begin by defining the battlefield itself, an invisible one. Then we'll look at the four primary contenders and dissect their unique, colliding strategies. After that, we'll break down the elements that truly lead to dominance. And finally, consider the profound implications this all has for our future. So, to really understand any potential outcome, we have to start by examining the nature of the conflict itself. So let's begin with the arena of this conflict. You see, this isn't a traditional war. It's not fought on land or at sea or in the air. The battlefield today is digital. It's an invisible space, one with no physical borders, where the weapons of choice are algorithms, proprietary data, and immense computing power. And in this new arena, every major technology company has become a combatant. And within this vast digital battlefield, four corporations have really emerged as the primary contenders. What's interesting is that each one controls a different yet absolutely critical layer of the AI ecosystem. This gives each of them a very unique strategic position. Those companies are NVIDIA, providing the core infrastructure, OpenAI, the engine of innovation, Google, the incumbent data giant, and Microsoft, the great integrator. Each role is completely distinct, and yet each one is essential for modern AI to even function. Let's start with NVIDIA. They sit at the very foundation of all of this. They manufacture the specialized hardware, the graphics processing units, or GPUs, that are absolutely essential for both training and running large-scale AI. By controlling the supply of that computing power, NVIDIA effectively acts as the gatekeeper for the entire industry. Then you have OpenAI, the pioneer. Their focus is singular: build the most powerful and sophisticated models possible. They are constantly advancing the frontier of what AI can do. And really, it's OpenAI's breakthroughs that have defined the user experience we know today and captured the public's imagination. Google's position is that of the data incumbent. It commands the world's largest integrated data ecosystem. Just think about it: a vast network that includes search, YouTube, and the Android operating system. This gives them an unparalleled advantage in scale, in reach, and in the raw material, the data, that is so vital for training the next generation of AI. And finally, there's Microsoft, the integrator. Their core strategy is to embed AI into their massive network of existing products, everything from the Azure cloud platform to their suite of enterprise software. What Microsoft really excels at is transforming complex, abstract technology into practical commercial tools that businesses and consumers can actually use. Now, what's critical to understand here is that these four companies are not all chasing the same goal. In fact, each one is playing a fundamentally different strategic game, guided by its own unique vision for the future of AI. Think of it this way: NVIDIA's strategy is to sell power. OpenAI's is to build intelligence. Google's core objective is to protect its dominance from any disruption. And Microsoft's goal is to distribute AI capability everywhere. These are not parallel paths. They are completely divergent worldviews, and they are now set on a direct collision course. So the question becomes, which of these strategies will prevail? Well, the outcome won't be determined by just a single factor. Instead, victory will depend on mastering several key elements of power in this new landscape. It seems to come down to four pillars of leadership. First, you need superior technology, simply having the best performing model. Second, you need infrastructure strength, the raw ability to deploy that technology at a global scale. Third, there's widespread user adoption, making your product the default choice for millions. And finally, number 4 is comprehensive ecosystem control, locking users into a self-reinforcing network of products and services. But of all these factors, history has shown us that the user layer is often the most decisive. Superior technology on its own is just not enough to guarantee success. In the end, it's the users who decide the outcome. The platform that people actually choose to use, the one they integrate into their daily lives and come to rely on, that is the platform that will ultimately win. And that leads us directly to what might be the ultimate advantage: ecosystem control. This is the ability to weave AI so deeply into a whole range of essential products that it just becomes indispensable. When that happens, it creates a powerful network effect. It locks in the user base and makes it incredibly difficult for competitors to gain a foothold. And that is how you secure a durable, long-term competitive edge. But this contest is about so much more than just market share. The outcome, whatever it may be, will have profound and lasting implications for the very structure of our society. A single, definitive winner, that's actually not a guaranteed outcome. In fact, it's more likely that we'll see a fragmented landscape where different companies dominate different parts of the AI economy. And on top of that, external forces, especially government regulation and international policy, will play a significant role in shaping the final competitive landscape. So you see, this isn't just a story about corporate strategy. It's about the fundamental restructuring of human activity itself. The results of this competition will reshape how we work, how we learn, and even the very texture of how we live our lives.
And because of that, it's essential to view this contest not as some race with a clear finish line, but as something far more fundamental. The AI war isn't a competition that ends. It's an ongoing evolution.
The final winner might never actually be declared. But one truth remains certain. The companies leading this evolution today are by definition the primary architects of our world of tomorrow.
This is CorpFile, inside the world of big brands. Subscribe to explore the real stories behind the companies that shape our world.